Hi, I'm Taylor Sickels, and I'm from Nucla. I go to Nucla High School, and I got to go to Stephenville, Texas. The only reason you need to know, or the only thing you need to know about Stephenville is it's the cowboy capital of the world. That's enough reason right there to go there. On our way there, it was supposed to be about a 14-hour drive, but we had a really good idea to go a different way, and it took us way longer than that. We took a lot of stops on the way. We went up through Mexico. We ended up staying in Amarillo, Texas. We even made our own little song. It's pretty nice. And after Amarillo, it was only about a 3-hour drive to get there. And we started out in West Texas, which was a little bit scary because it's super dry. It looks nothing like Colorado. It was really flat, so we were a little bit scared when we showed up there. But when we got to Texas, it was a lot better. One of our first stops in Texas was Billy Bob's Texas, it's a bar, but we weren't in the bar. This is in Fort Worth, which is about an hour away from where we actually ended up living. On my job, I got to do a lot of fun stuff, but I wasn't doing it how a lot of interns do, where everyone was at universities. I followed a doctor who went to school at Mesa, and so I knew him from connections there. And it was super fun and really busy. I got to see some crazy stuff, so I'll tell you some of those stories. My first week was my craziest week there. The first day, I have a horse come in. This was within 2 hours. This horse comes in right here, and he ended up dying of West Nile, but we thought that he had a different disease. So he gets here. This horse gets here, and the lady's panicking really bad. She's like, I don't know what's wrong with my horse. He can't walk. And so we walk him out of the trailer, and he falls down. And so this is Dr. Matt Emmel doing his work right there in the parking lot while people are driving in and out, doing what they need to do. And also in the first week, I got to meet this little guy. He was in the clinic from the day he was 3 years old because he had tendinitis. He was there the whole time I was there. And tendinitis just kept the tendons in the back of his foot were curved like this, so he couldn't put it down. So Dr. Matt went in and cut it so that he could stick his foot out straight. He was still there when I left, so I don't know how he's doing there. When I first got there, I got to do a lot of artificial inseminations, and I got to help stand some mares. So some of the mares some of the studs I helped stand, we used their semen to inseminate the mares. And this is one of the fetuses in there. The earliest you can see him is 11 days. So I stood this stallion and inseminated her and got to see her baby while I was there. This one, it's a little bit more graphic. This happened the third week I was there, I believe. And this horse decided it'd be a really good idea to try and jump over an I-beam. And this isn't as bad as it actually was. This horse pretty much almost quartered itself, if you've ever done that. It was all the way up and all the way down. And most people wouldn't have even bothered with it, but the doctor I worked with took it, and he sewed it up, and that horse got to go home while I was there. And there's another picture up here, but it's really graphic, so if y'all don't want to see it, then probably don't look. So this horse was also, on the first day I was there, it was really bad. This horse, what it ended up having is it had an abscess in its tooth that went undetected. So the vet that they went to first, the people that owned this horse, told them that the horse had a tumor and it wasn't going to live past 6 months. So 6 months came and went, and the lady was like, there's got to be something wrong. So she brought it to Dr. Emmel, and he looked at it, and within 30 minutes knew exactly what was wrong. This horse's tooth had broke off inside of it, and the hole was so small that it couldn't come out the bottom. So the abscess went out on top of its head, and both of its eyes were almost swelled completely shut. We had to cut a 2x2 square in her forehead and then drill down through the skull into the bone and get it out. And that right there is Dr. Shimming. She has 2 fingers all the way down from the top of its head down into its mouth, so that just shows you how big the hole is. And this right here is after we'd already washed it. That's what we cleaned out. The food that was stuck up in the abscess that had gotten through the tooth and gone up in there was making it all infected. It was really sad, but that horse was probably the toughest horse I saw the whole time I was there. She was 26 years old, and she had this happen to her and made it home alive. She went home with her family, which is pretty cool. Living in Texas was a great experience. I couldn't have asked for anything better. It's where I was at. Most people think of Texas as flat, but where I was at, it actually was a lot like, you could see the beauty like you see in Colorado. We spent a lot of time with our host family. They would just take us all over with them. So we got to go to the lake with our host family. They taught us how to surf. They had a huge lake and huge mansions around this lake. It's kind of like Lake Powell. And we got to go to Fort Worth, Texas, and watch the cattle runs and stuff like that. So that was really Texan right there. And then we got to go to some rodeos like this one over here, which you can tell right there how beautiful it is. And my favorite part about Texas is how patriotic everyone there is. This is a house on the 4th of July that obviously is very patriotic. And at this rodeo here, this one that we went to, they did their national anthem a little bit different, which made me really proud to be an American. They had everyone in the crowd stand up and sing it together, which was amazing. It gave me goosebumps when they did it. So Texas was awesome. I definitely want to go back there. And my family was the coolest family I could have ever asked to get on this internship. I had a typical family. It was like I never even left home. I had my own Nana and Papa. That's who I actually lived with. And just across the street, I had my sister Payson, my brother Clay, and I had a mom and a dad over there. They lived within walking distance. You could see the houses. So we spent a ton of time with these two kids. And my family was great. They accepted us. Like from the second we got there, she came and gave us big hugs, and they just loved us. And it was like we'd known them our whole life. Like, they were awesome. My advice for future interns is just to do it. I know that's what everyone else said, but literally, like juniors, just do it. It was the best experience I've ever had, and it's awesome. There's tons of places in this country you can go to, and not only that, but it looks awesome on scholarship applications. That's it.